The secret to getting 200% more leads from your website traffic. What if you could double your sales from the exact same traffic you're already getting? Okay, most business owners have no idea this even exists. No one knows about this technology, only the really big companies. And I'll tell you why and why it's now accessible to you through my company. Okay, so here's what's happening. You're driving traffic to your website or your funnel through ads, through SEO, through content marketing, through flyers. But here's the truth. 98% of people will leave without buying. Okay, 2% actually convert. That's the tiny fraction that becomes customers. Okay, people that opt in, maybe 4%, 5%. Even if your funnel's really, really great, over 90% of people still are not opting in. They clicked on your ad. They're obviously interested in some regard, but they're not opting in. So you might think, well, that's just how it is. It's a numbers game, but what if it doesn't have to be? Okay. Most businesses focus on the wrong 2%. So the traditional approach is you're chasing new traffic constantly. You're ignoring the 98% who showed interest but didn't buy, right? Some people do retargeting ads, but still that's expensive, right? So the smart thing to do is to go after the 98% who already know your brand. They already clicked on your ad. They want your service. They just didn't take action. These people are way more likely to respond because they've shown genuine interest. Now the question is, how can I contact them? I don't have their information. Okay, so this is the 2-channel secret. 1, we actually can identify the anonymous visitors that come to your site. I know it sounds crazy. Billion-dollar companies have been hiding the secret. Before, it was only reserved for them because they would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in licensing to these like credit data companies to actually get the data to cross-reference with the visitors. Okay, when we're going through the internet, we have something called cookies. So you've probably gone to a site and clicked accept cookies, right? What that does is it actually tracks you across the internet. So now when people visit your site with our script that takes 5 minutes to install, okay, we can literally see 30 to 50% of people that visit your site, even if they don't opt in. It's totally legal and we make sure it's 100% compliant when we message them, okay? So what happens is they visit your site, we get their information, their name, their address, their income, all of that. And then we send them an email. Okay, and we send them a postcard to their actual address. So imagine, someone's looking for roofs or HVAC or a personal injury or mortgages, whatever you may be in. And they're doing research, they're comparing competitors, they're doing all this stuff. They visit your site, they're doing their research, they're in their research phase. And a couple days later, an actual postcard comes to their house with your company on it. Do you not think that would make it way more likely for them to go with your company? Right? This builds trust because now you're not just online. Now you're a real company. It's physical. They can touch it. Okay. So that 2-channel secret, it's hitting them through email and direct mail. This increases replies by 200%. Okay. We don't call them. Okay. Because that's illegal. So we just do compliant email with an opt-out and a postcard. 100% legal. Okay. So meet Sarah. This is your perfect customer journey. Sarah might visit your website. She browses the services, but she gets distracted. Maybe her kid's crying. Maybe her Wi-Fi goes out. Maybe whatever the reason is, she leaves. She doesn't opt in. She doesn't book an estimate. She doesn't book an appointment. The same moment that Sarah visits, we identify her. We get her full profile. A few minutes later, she gets an email. Okay, and that's part of an email sequence, which in the following days, she keep getting a couple more emails, which kind of talk about your business, builds up some trust, answer some of her questions. Okay, and a couple days later, day 2, day 3, she actually gets a direct mail piece right at her office, at her home, a postcard. Okay, and that reinforces your brand, and then she'll feel like you really want her business, and she'll book a consultation call, an estimate, an appointment, and that's where you can close Sarah. Okay. It's 100% automated. There's no manual work. You have absolutely nothing you have to do. You just implement this code into your website and all of the rest gets taken care of for you. So you don't write emails, you don't stuff envelopes, you don't make cold calls. It works 24/7 and you can concentrate on serving clients while the system handles lead generation. Okay. So no matter what you're doing to drive traffic to your site, this will improve your performance. Okay, if you're tired of getting bad results from Facebook ads or Google ads, this will literally double your results. We could go through the math as well. So we're seeing on average 10% booking rates. Okay, so this means for each 100 people we identify, okay, and we send email and postcard to, for each 100, you should get about 10% of people, about 10 people that book an appointment or book an estimate with your business. Okay, so 15% of email conversations actually book actual sales calls. You get an extra 5% from the direct mail boost, right? So all in all, averaged out, about 10% of people we contact are actually booking. And we just charge $2 per lead to contact them. You're only paying for people we contact. It's not like ads where you spend a bunch on ads and you kind of pray for leads. You pay per lead, okay? And for each 10% of people we're booking, so you're paying about $20 to $40 per booked appointment, per booked estimate, which is fantastic, okay? Simple 3-step process to get started. It takes 10 minutes to install the script, maybe even quicker, right? It's just copy paste into your website. That has a tracking code, and our system automatically identifies, profiles your website visitors, and we automatically send them their emails and the postcards, and you just start getting replies. You start getting booked appointments right into your calendar. Okay, so if you're ready to stop leaving money on the table, if you're ready to stop bleeding ad spend, contact us. I'll leave a calendar description in the description. I'll leave a calendar link, or you can go to unmaskedleads.com as well, and you can read more information. You can book a call there. Okay, 10 minutes to set up, no minimum fee. You only pay for results, and it's totally results driven. Okay, so you turn existing traffic that you already have into paying customers. Okay, so take action now. There's literally no reason not to implement this. You're still ahead of the curve. This is quite new for this to be available to the end consumer, such as yourself, for the small businesses. So stop watching 98% of your website visitors disappear forever. Visit unmaskedleads.com and let's turn your existing traffic into a goldmine of qualified leads and paying customers.